Welcome to Mountain Valley HG with Chucky Boy and Tammy Joe. It is day 13 of our Jessie Tree, and we're halfway there. Our ornament today is a scroll. The scroll represents 2 Kings chapter 23. And actually it starts earlier than that, but 23 is what we're going to focus on. And our character for tonight is Josiah. This young man became king of Israel at the ripe old age of 8 years old. Now, he's a descendant of David, but there were several kings between him and David. Now, those kings were not godly men. And a lot of things started happening with Israel. They started worshiping false gods, and things just weren't all that great. But Josiah, being a young man, he changed all that. And about 18 years into his reign, which would have made him about 26, he did this in chapter 23. Then the king sent, and they gathered to him all the elders of Judah and of Jerusalem. The king went up to the house of the Lord, and all the men of Judah and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with him, and the priests and the prophets, and all the people, both small and great. And he read in their hearing all the words of the book of the covenant, which was found in the house of the Lord. The king stood by the pillar and made a covenant before the Lord, to walk after the Lord and to keep his commandments and his testimonies and his statutes with all his heart and with all his soul, to carry out the words of this covenant that were written in this book. And all the people entered into the covenant. You know, that's an amazing thing. And what he followed up with is he took all the pottery and the vessels that were created in honor of Baal, the false god, the pagan god, and he got them out of the house of the Lord. He basically rid out all the pagan worship out of the house of God and out of the worship of Israel. And he took his people, and they made a covenant to follow God, and that their nation would be a godly nation. You know, it's sort of like the nation that we have here in America. It was started by godly men, and several of them made covenants to follow God in all that they did to start this new nation. And I encourage you, as we go through this holiday season, as we prepare to celebrate the birth of Christ, that we ourselves renew our covenant, that in everything we do in this nation, that we will follow God. We may not be able to change the people in Washington, D.C., but we can change our own hearts and bring this nation back to God. And I hope, if you choose to follow that endeavor, that God will bless you in it in every step of the way. And I hope you join us tomorrow night. Thank you.